You are not being fooled. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Tim Tebow. Yes, that Tim Tebow. The Florida Gator. The college football legend. The Heisman winner. The Denver Bronco. That Tim Tebow is back, baby. What's going on, Bottom Line viewers? It's Mitch here with probably the single strangest signing I have ever had to cover and react to in the history of this channel. I really don't think there's a close second, to be honest. Tim Tebow returning to the NFL felt like something that was out of a storybook. You know, maybe a dream. I still feel like I'm dreaming. Somebody please pinch me. Tim Tebow is returning to the NFL? This man tried to play baseball not long ago. He was a former playoff winner with the Denver Broncos back in 2011. Everybody remembers that crazy overtime game winner. Sorry, Steelers fans. To Demaryius Thomas. The wild thing about Tim Tebow is this guy had a winning record in 2011 with the Denver Broncos as a starting quarterback in the NFL. He was drafted, I believe, in 2010 and then got replaced in 2012 by Peyton Manning. And then we saw what Peyton was able to do with that Broncos roster. But Tim Tebow is back, and he will not be playing quarterback. At least right now, we know that he won't be playing quarterback, and I don't think he'll ever have an opportunity to play quarterback again at the NFL level, but he will have an opportunity to play tight end, and that is what he's going to be designated as, trying out for the Jacksonville Jags in 2021. I don't know what Urban Meyer is going for here. I don't know what's up his sleeve necessarily. If he's looking to see if Tim can actually make it as a tight end, possibly a fullback as well, or just some sort of do-it-all type of football player, if he's just giving a friend an opportunity at one more go, or if maybe he's trying to maneuver his way into having Tim Tebow become a coach on his roster, and this is the best way of doing so. Maybe he's just trying to create some drama, some pressure, and just bring in a good guy into that locker room in training camp to establish a culture. I really don't know what this is all about and really what Urban Meyer is gunning for here, but clearly this is his decision. I believe they're neighbors after all, and of course they're great friends, and they go way back to their Florida days where they won multiple national championships. Tim Tebow is back, ladies and gentlemen. Before I give you the full breakdown and reaction, make sure that you do Gronk spike that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Bottom Line View reactions just like this. Again, this is the craziest thing I've ever had to cover here on the channel, and we've covered some crazy things. But Tim Tebow returning to the NFL felt like it would never happen. And I have a couple takes on this. Of course, I already stated how strange this is just because, like, Tim Tebow actually realistically becoming a tight end in the NFL, is that going to happen? Like, the percentage of that happening is, like, slim to none. I think I have the same percentage of playing, slot receiver in the NFL as Tim Tebow does starting in the NFL at tight end. Honestly, like, Tim Tebow playing tight end. I thought he could have done it, like maybe play fullback or tight end, like right as he went into the NFL when he was like 25 or 24 when he was drafted. Like maybe he should have swapped his position then and became a fullback, became a tight end. But like, bro, now you're 33. How many years has it been since you've retired? And I'm not trying to shoot the guy down because, I mean, this is his life. Go for it, man. For Tim Tebow, go for it. I just question, like, Jacksonville really giving this guy a legitimate tryout when there's so many other football players out there that you could potentially be scouting, signing, and bringing onto your roster that could give you an actual boost to your team. Like, Tim Tebow, does he have the hands? Does he know how to run routes? Like, for a 33-year-old to completely leave the sport. I don't even know how many years ago it's been, like 2013, 2014, I want to say. It's been a very long time since Tim Tebow has played in the NFL. Like, as far as I'm concerned, 2012, I believe, was the last time he played quarterback, which was with the Jets. And even with the Jets, he was like a wild card, like wildcat, like do it all. I remember he was playing like as the up back guy. Like, I don't even know what he was doing with the Jets. They were just trying everything. Rex Ryan was just obsessed with him. He had a tryout with the Patriots, and he didn't cut it there because the guy couldn't throw the ball. So, I mean, I just really don't know about this. Like, I feel two types of ways. Like, it's really cool because I like Tim Tebow. I've always liked Tim Tebow. I think he's a great guy, clearly. You know, he's a really charismatic dude, and he's great on TV, and he's great for the sport, and he brings energy, and he brings charisma, and people like Tim Tebow. He brings ratings to me, to my channel, and to the NFL. But, like, at the same time, you know, I have to bring this up because I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't bring this up. Like, I think Tim Tebow wasn't in the NFL as a backup because the distraction he brought to a lot of teams, you know, after he couldn't become a starter, because everybody looked at Tim Tebow as, you know, this college legend. You know, one of the most famous football players when he was at his peak in America, period. Like, whether it was NFL, college, or whoever. And then he goes to the NFL and he has a bit of success as a team. Team has success, but as an individual, you could clearly see he was limited as a passer, and it wasn't really going to cut it, right? So teams saw that, and it was a good decision for teams to not make him their quarterback. Like, clearly he couldn't do it. But he wasn't there as a backup, as a third string, you know, that type of guy, because he would bring a major distraction. That's a big reason he wasn't a part of the Patriots, even as just like this, you know, wildcat guy or whatever. He could have probably done that for a couple of years if he didn't have the name he had at the time, right? But that name caused a distraction. And again, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't bring up Colin Kaepernick, because, like, politics aside, like, no matter what you think about Colin Kaepernick, whether you love him or you don't like him or whatever, where you stand, I don't care. But, like, in terms of the football player, if we're talking about which football player should have had an opportunity to come back to the NFL, I mean, we clearly know that answer, okay? But then you're talking about all the guys that are potentially at home right now. Didn't it take, like, Dez Bryant, like, 3 years to get on a team? Like, Dez Bryant was, like, a multiple-time Pro Bowl wide receiver. So, as much as I like Tim Tebow, I think this is kind of ridiculous, and I feel some sort of way and kind of bad for some of the guys that are sitting at home and they're like, Tim Tebow? Especially tight ends out there. You know, like, this could take a spot away in camp from a legitimate tight end, an undrafted guy who hasn't gotten a shot yet, or a guy that's maybe, you know, a suitcase player. He's been everywhere, and he deserves to be in the NFL, but we've got this former quarterback and baseball player and media member trying to play. So I think it's a cool story. I think it's pretty cool, but like, and it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but the actual chance of him being a tight end in the NFL is like under 1%. There is one play he had in the NFL where he was trying to catch a ball. He had one target and the ball like flew over his head. Like, I don't even know. He didn't even know where he was running. So hopefully he's improved since then. I would think that Urban Meyer has maybe thrown with him, you know, when they've had the spare time. And hopefully he's seen something. But ultimately, I really think this is just going to come down to and ultimately result in Tim Tebow becoming some sort of consultant, some sort of coach, some sort of motivational speaker, maybe like a player's coach or like a personality coach or something. I don't know. He could have something to do with the culture in Jacksonville. I think that's ultimately what this is going to spin into. I think there's at training camp at a certain point, you know, Urban Meyer's going to pull Tim Tebow aside and be like, bro, you don't got it. We can't really put you on this team. You're just simply not good enough. But hey, we'll offer you an opportunity to be like a coach. Because I think Tim would be great in that role, honestly. Like, he seems like a guy that players can relate to. He's obviously had great leadership capabilities in the past. And I think that's really where he's meant to be. So hopefully that's where this lands. But honestly, as a tight end in the NFL, I just don't see him at this point at 33 years old as the type of athlete who could play that position right now. Like, I don't think he's in good shape. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's like functional tight end shape. Like, I think it's like aesthetically good shape, and there's a difference between those things. Like, this guy's going to have to learn how to block. He's going to have to learn how to catch the football consistently. You know, he's going to have to learn how to run routes, read a quarterback, get open, take hits in the open field. I mean, there's so many things that a tight end has to learn. You know, this isn't like a Julian Edelman going from quarterback to wide receiver and doing it at 23 or 24. This is a guy at 33 years old trying to do that. Now, maybe he could make it as a special teams player if he really wanted to. And, you know, I could see that because he's a good enough athlete where if you get him on the field and he's a hard worker and he grinds it out. But if you're Tim Tebow, would you really want to be on a team as a special teams player at 33 years old instead of just making money, you know, doing your thing on ESPN? Like, I don't get that. I don't know. That's just me. Let me know your take in the comment section below. I'm kind of all over the place with this. I love Tim Tebow. I just don't really like that he's gotten this opportunity over a lot of other guys. And I just don't really see this being a realistic solution to the tight end position for the Jacksonville Jags. Like, honestly, I'm trying to give you serious analysis here, but it's very, very hard to treat this thing seriously. I thought this was a joke at first, but it actually is legitimate. So we'll see how this goes. And honestly, even if we just get like 3 preseason games out of Tim Tebow playing tight end, I think that'll be must-watch television. So we'll see what happens, Jacksonville fans. It's Mitch of the Bottom Line View. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you do Gronk spike that like button and subscribe for more. Peace.